the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop leading. So first of all, props to you for even checking out this video, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be breaking down 8 ways that you can reach young families and attract new visitors. So let's dive into this video as we talk about how to attract young adults to church coming up. What's up, y'all? My name is Chris Abbott, but all my friends just call me Abbo. And this channel is specifically dedicated to helping pastors and church leaders be more effective with social media and digital outreach. So what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be breaking down a strategy that you can use in order to attract more young adults to your church. So you can customize the strategy based on whatever demographic you're trying to reach. We're going to be breaking down a strategy that helped a church of 150 people get 111 new visitors in only 6 weeks. A church of 40 get 46 new visitors in 3 months, and a church of 50 get 71 new visitors in only 2 months. So let's dive in. Now, attracting young adults to church is all about relationships. So you don't actually need a marketing strategy. What you need is a ministry strategy, right? So especially with everything that's happened with COVID, right? It's basically fast forwarded the world 5 years overnight. And so this entire shift to digital that everything was kind of already going, right? Church attendance was declining. There was this massive shift to digital. And what happened is COVID just sped that up, basically kind of like fast forwarded the world 5 years overnight. And so now relationship is even more important, because we're so disconnected with so many people being at home and so many Zoom meetings and so many things being online, right? So if we want to attract young adults to our church, we have to go all in on relationship. We have to go all in on ministry, not marketing. This strategy is kind of an upside down framework. So let's dive in. Now, have you ever noticed that things in the kingdom are kind of upside down? Matthew 19:30 says, "The first shall be last and the last shall be first," right? Jesus was a king, but he came not to be served, but to serve. And so in ministry, everything in the kingdom is basically flipped. It's upside down. Well, that's exactly what we need to do in order to reach young adults, right? What most churches do is they invite people to church so they can do ministry, right? And that seems to make sense. It's like, okay, well, we've got to get them here if we want to do ministry and get them saved and baptized and plugged into a small group or, a serve team, right? But what I'm telling you is that's actually upside down. Instead of inviting people to church so you can do ministry, what we need to do is flip that, and we actually need to do ministry first and then invite people to church, right? This is going to make all the difference in the world. Okay, so step 1 is you need to set up a prayer page on your website, right? So like faithchurch.com/prayer. Pretty simple. This is just a landing page where we're going to collect prayer requests, but there's a couple of important caveats on this page itself, right? It's not enough to just set up a page and then prayer requests are going to flood in. You actually need to set this up the right way, and then we're going to strategically send people to this page. Now, a couple of important points for your prayer page. Number 1, the first thing that you should have on there should actually be either a picture or a video of you as the pastor, right? Because saying like, how can we pray for you as the church, right? Dave Ramsey says that people don't do business with nameless, faceless organizations, and it's the exact same way in ministry. So when you say, how can we pray for you? People don't actually know who that is, right? Who's the we? Who are the people in your church? But if there's a picture of you as the pastor or a video, and you're saying, hi, my name's Pastor Chris, how can I pray for you this week? Right now, they can associate a name with a face. They know who's going to be praying for them, and it's going to further that personal connection, right? It's also going to create trust and likability. So really, really important. Make sure to have either a picture or a video of you as the pastor. And if you're a guy, it's been proven that if you have your spouse in the picture or video, that you'll actually get much better responses. I know it sounds crazy, but we've tested it over and over and over again, and it always works. So if you're married and you're a guy, make sure that in the picture or video, you also have your spouse. You also want to make sure to have a button on there in order to send the prayer request instead of a form, right? I don't know why this is, but I've been doing this for years. And if you have a form that people just fill out that's embedded into your prayer page, it will not work, right? You may get 1 or 2 prayer requests here and there, but it's really not going to work that well. I don't know why, again, but if you have a button that leads to a type form where people can actually submit a prayer request that way, it's actually going to convert way better, and you'll get a ton more prayer requests. So make sure to have a button that leads to a form instead of just an embedded form on your prayer page. All right, step 2, you want to create a chatbot inside of Facebook Messenger. Now, I know the word chatbot can be a little bit intimidating, but I promise it's really not that bad. In fact, if you go to a service like ManyChat.com, you can sign up for a free account, and then they even have free tutorials that walk you through how to create a chatbot. right? The main reason that we want to do this is because whenever someone sends a prayer request through Messenger, which we're about to talk about here in step 3 as well, now a chatbot will be able to send them predetermined responses to what they're saying. So you can literally think through, okay, what would I say if someone sent in their prayer request? Then you can type that out into a chatbot, and you can have Facebook Messenger automatically deliver that after someone submits a prayer request. Really, really cool, and then it keeps you from having to do every single one of these conversations manually. Now, we are going to come back and jump into every single conversation, but this is going to buy you a little bit of time so that you are responding to people in real time using automated sequences inside of your chatbot so that you can come back in later and have a one-on-one personal ministry conversation with every single prayer request. Now, I'll say this, if chatbots seem intimidating, I totally get it, but it's worth it to understand chatbots right now because chatbots are the future, right? There's a couple of different ways of creating them. Again, my favorite is ManyChat, but these automated sequences are just going to further ministry. We've been using them for about 24 months now, helping churches all over the country, and we've been able to generate over 60,000 prayer requests and over 7,000 families that have planned a visit to one of the churches that we've worked with, and the reason is because of chatbots. So whether or not it seems intimidating, I promise it's worth taking a little bit of time to figure this out because this is only going to get more and more important as things go on, right? Kind of like how back in the early 2000s, right, websites were this new thing that were kind of weird and you didn't really know what was going on, but you knew eventually that you kind of needed it. This is the next big thing. This is the next church website. Every single church in the next few years is going to have a chatbot. I actually think multiple chatbots, and this is going to be really, really important for ministry moving forward. So might as well bite the bullet, take a few minutes to go learn how to create a chatbot right now. All right, so step 3, you want to create a Facebook ad and you want to send people into your chatbot. So don't worry about your prayer page right now. We're going to take care of that in one of the future steps, but you're going to create a targeted Facebook ad by going to facebook.com/ads manager, and you're going to create a messages ad. Now we're going to target people who live within driving distance of the church with an ad that just simply says, "Hi, my name is Pastor Chris. How can I pray for you this week?" And we're going to send them into Facebook Messenger that's going to kick off the chatbot that you just created in step 2. Now, I helped a friend of mine named Pastor Tony do this, right? He had a church of 60 people. They'd been stuck at 60 for like 5 years, right? They were a church plant. He told me they were the best kept secret in town, right? They had a great church. They just didn't know how to get the word out. So when he started utilizing this strategy right here, he actually had prayer requests that started coming in the very first day. He had a plan your visit that came in the very first week. And within 3 months, his church grew from 60 to 110 people, right? I know it sounds crazy, but it works. And again, the reason is because it's not marketing, it's ministry, right? Think about what would happen if you started connecting with dozens or even hundreds of people who live within driving distance of your church, just saying, "How can I pray for you?" They submitted their prayer request, and then you started to pray for them and built that relationship, right? Then you invite them to church. The bottom line is that if you pray for hundreds of people, some of them are going to show up on Sunday, right? And if you have great assimilation processes and you have a great church, people are going to show up, they're going to get assimilated, they're going to join the church, and your church is going to continue to grow, just like Pastor Tony's did. I've got a couple more points here in this strategy, but before we get to them, make sure to hit that like button, right? Super easy for you to do, but it means the world to me. And if you want to get notified whenever we drop new videos, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification. All right, step 4, now we want to send people to the prayer page. And the easiest way to do this is with some simple print material. So I recommend like printing up some 4x6 postcards, some business cards, and a couple of flyers or posters that you can post around town. Now you can give these out to your congregation and they can pass them out whenever they go out to a restaurant and leave a big tip. Don't have them leave the prayer card instead of a tip. Have them leave an extra big tip and the prayer card, right? Pass this out at local gas stations. You can post it on message boards, at coffee shops, right? Anywhere that they'll let you either leave some of these cards, pass them out to people, or hang up a poster. Make sure to do that. And same idea as the prayer page. You want to have a picture of you and your spouse and just say, "Hi, my name's Pastor Chris. How can I pray for you this week?" Go to faithchurch.com/prayer. I promise to read every single prayer request and to personally pray for you this week, right? If that's on every single one of your posters, your 4x6 flyers, and your business card, you're going to be sending a ton of people to your prayer page. A bunch of prayer requests have been coming in, and now you can invite every single one of them to church on Sunday. Step number 5, fill the fridge. Now, this is one of my favorite outreaches. You've probably heard me talk about this in some other videos if you've been around for a while, but it's essentially this. What you want to do is, if you're specifically trying to target young families and young adults, you just want to go to your local elementary school and ask the principal if you could come in once a month and fill the fridge in the teacher's lounge. All right, Just say, hey, I know how hard it is to be an educator right now, and there's so many things going on in the world, right? It's really, really hard for teachers. We just want to find a way to give back. We just want to let you know how much we appreciate what you're doing, right? And just a small way we give back, we'd love to come in once a month and just fill the fridge with a bunch of your teacher's favorite drinks and maybe some snacks, right? Then it's super easy, right? You can do this for $30 a month, right? You can literally just go in and get a bunch of, sodas and Starbucks drinks and whatever it is that the teachers like to drink, right? Maybe it's some like Little Debbie's and snack cakes, or someone in your church can bake some cookies or cupcakes. So you want to go in, fill the fridge, and then just make sure to leave a note on the fridge. So in big bold letters, you just want it to say, we filled the fridge, right? Then in smaller text, you can have something like, hey, thank you so much from your friends at Faith Church. We want you to know we understand how hard that you work, and we appreciate you more than you could ever understand, right? Sincerely, Pastor Chris. Then you want to have a PS, right? Because the PS is the most read part of any letter. You just want to say, PS, how can I pray for you this week? Go to faithchurch.com/prayer. I promise to read every single one and to personally pray for you this week. Okay, so step 6 is community outreach. So you can do this same fill the fridge idea at your local police station or your chamber of commerce or maybe the fire department. And then you can even reach out to the mayor and your local city officials and ask them how you can pray for them personally, right? Again, just a great way to kind of get out into the community and to get praying for people. Step number 7 is you want to send a Monday morning selfie video, right? Now, every single person that ends up coming to church as a result of this, all you want to do is you want to take the Connect cards from every single person that visited on Sunday, and on Monday morning, you want to text them a personal video of you thanking them for coming and inviting them out the next Sunday, right? This is really simple. It doesn't have to be longer than 30 or 45 seconds. Just make sure you're using their first name. If they came with a spouse, make sure to use their spouse's first name, their kids' names. Thank them for coming and invite them back out the following Sunday. Real easy way to engage with them, right? And make sure that you're just continuing to build that relationship equity that you have through the prayer process, through the invite process, and now through the assimilation process in getting them to come back as a second-time visitor. And finally, step number 8 is follow up, follow up, follow up. The average churchgoer only goes to church 1.2 times per month. So it's really, really important to continue to follow up with people over and over and over and invite them to come back to church. I personally like to set up at least a 12-week follow-up system because I think you have to follow up with people for at least 3 months in order to get them back in the door. And the best way to do this is with something like Text in Church. So you can actually click on the link in the description below and you can try Text in Church absolutely free, set it up for your church, and they even have a custom follow-up system already built out inside of Text in Church when you first sign up. Okay, so if you would actually like to just have me and my team set this up for you, head on over to churchgrowthagency.com. We've got a free video that kind of explains how it works, and then we can actually jump on a call and maybe even just set up this entire system for your church so you don't have to.